Hey, so accounting firm bookkeeping partnerships. Now, one of the easiest ways to get bookkeeping clients, at least in the beginning, is with partnerships. Now, the reason why is because business growth for most people when you're starting out is very linear. You talk to 10 people, you get one client. You talk to 20 people, you got your second client. You talk to 30 people, you got your third client, right? It's 1, 2, 3. Very linear. Now, most people don't have time for linear growth in their life, right? Because some people, they need to leave their job right now, or they hate their job, I want to go, or just whatever reason, they want to grow and move faster than what's normal. So what you do, a partnership basically takes the linear growth of someone. So maybe let's say they're at 40 clients. They've been in business for 20 years. They're getting 2 clients a year, right? Let's say it's like an IT company, an IT consultant, for example, right? And they have been in business for 20 years, they have 40 clients. You, on day number 1, can tap into those 40 clients and maybe you get 5, right? So day number 1, now you're at 5. And then maybe day number 2, maybe another portion of them go up, now you have 10 clients. So you just went from 0, 5, 10. That's exponential, but you're basically just tapping into the end of their linear growth. So you're basically biohacking growth by tapping into someone else's end in your beginning. And you can keep doing that over and over again because there's no shortage of people that have potential clients for you. So you can really stack it. Now, it can be very slow to start in the beginning if you don't know what you're doing. Because a lot of people, what happens is if you don't understand how to identify who's a good partner with potential clients, how to reach out to them and get them to actually want to help you, how to do the partnership call. So this partnership call is very key. We've had it where, so let's say, for example, sometimes a person, and this is me, like when I first got started doing this partnership stuff and I was discovering this, I would talk to referral partners. They'd be like, yeah, I have 5 or 10 clients who I think would be like a really good fit to potentially work with you. By the end of the call, you go, yeah, let me get back to you with someone. But in my mind, I was like, wait, but you just said like you had 10 people that could potentially use my service in the beginning. Now you're saying you don't really know anyone? And I didn't understand that I didn't do the partnership call correctly in a way that instilled confidence in the other person. It wasn't about how much experience I had, right? Because I had clients at that time, but it was the way I was displaying my expertise and the way that I was like conveying to the person just wasn't very convincing and didn't really give them enough reason to really want to send people to you. So now since then we've revamped that script. That's been like one of our top students got $400,000 per year from one client. It was a CPA firm that only did like taxes, but the person didn't want to do that anymore. So basically gave him all of like his client contacts and they hired him up for bookkeeping services. So it was very interesting off of that. But yeah, if you get the right partnership, it can really change your life. You're really only one partnership away. Now, when I say one partnership away, it doesn't mean that you get one partnership, you're going to be at 6 figures. But you could be one partnership away from your next 6 figures if you do it correctly. Now, one thing that's cool is like sometimes if you don't know who to actually work with, you can work with other accounting firms, right? Now, there's a lot of different ways you can work with them, but it's not the best when you have nothing to offer them, because a lot of cases are like, what do you have to offer me? And if you just come to them empty-handed without knowing like what's the proper way to kind of do that, then a lot of them will be like, yeah, I don't really know if I want to support you because you're not really trying to support me. You have to be when you're doing partnerships and stuff, you have to be very other person oriented, right? Sales is very misleading in life because a lot of people think that for sales to be successful, you have to talk about what you want. But really, in order to be good at sales, you have to primarily talk about what the other person wants. Now, in the beginning, if you have nothing to offer, it might be hard for you to kind of get people to want to give you stuff. But once you start making progress, it can be very simple. Now, a lot of the time as a bookkeeper, people will actually be reaching out to you for help with taxes. And a lot of bookkeepers don't offer taxes, right? Right? Now, even though you might not offer tax as a service, a lot of people don't know that. Right? They don't know really what service you offer. So they might say, hey, can you do my tax return? Or hey, I have a business, can you do my taxes? But here's the thing. You now have a potential referral partner who is waiting for you to help them or do something, and now you can start getting goodwill from them, right? It only takes you one client referral to get them to want to start working with you and helping you out for the rest of your career. So whenever someone comes and says, hey, can you do my tax? Oh, I don't really do tax, but here's a guy or gal that can refer you to that can be good. Right? And then now you send that person to that partner, and now they're like, oh, I like this, I like you. And it's just really cool. Now, one thing that can really help you. Now, one thing to help too, like backtracking, if you're gonna send someone a referral, make sure they have bookkeeping clients to send to you. We're not just doing this just to be nice. Let's be honest. Like, yes, we want to be nice, but there is a end goal as a result of being nice. I only want to work with or help out people that can help me. I don't want to help out other people that are super beginning, unless you're getting paid for it. I have a mentorship program because I like working with people that are just getting started. But if I wasn't getting paid to help people just get started, unless I was running like a nonprofit or a charity, I probably wouldn't talk to people that weren't gonna work me. And YouTube to a certain degree is cool and like it is free and stuff like that, so it gets around that rule. But just one of those things. So it's like there's always something that you have to give in order to get something back. So it's like you don't want to be a charity when you're starting out. You want to make sure that there's an opportunity for you to be able to get something. Once you've hit your goals and you're able to like take care of your financial situation, you can offer this stuff. That's why I have this YouTube channel, because like I can give and impart knowledge for free and not care if I never work with any of the people that are watching the video, because it's not really that big of a deal. But I'm good financially. If you're not at that place in your business where you need to be, you got to focus on you in the beginning. Now, one thing that's important, right, is to learn how to do the introductory 15-minute call with the partnership. Now, in our mentorship program, we will give you the full script of what to say to get the partners to actually work with you. There's a couple like proprietary elements inside of it that makes it very easy to get stuff to work. But the first thing is you have to actually break down your attractive character. Your attractive character oftentimes is... Okay, and also, if you're taking notes on this video, like, here's a place to take some notes. So your attractive character is, like, who you actually are as a human and turning your life story into a very coherent argument as to why you are equipped in order to help someone. Now, it's not always just about how much experience you have. It's also about who you are, right? So I'm always thinking, okay, so what were you doing before you got into bookkeeping? What was the turning point that got you into bookkeeping? What was the first time that people actually showed interest that they were thinking about working with you? How did you feel, or did you know, or did you think that you could actually do this service? And if you don't think you can do this service, we have to work on that, right? That's your confidence level. Now then, after that is, why are you reaching out to this potential partner? And 6, how can that potential partner like help you out in the future? So those 6 steps are very important. Now, the whole thing about if you know you can do the work or not, confidence is a very weird thing. Some people, I've noticed confidence is in 2 different camps. So camp number 1 are people that are like super arrogant. It's like they learn one thing about bookkeeping, another thing, oh, I know everything. That's not like great. There's nothing wrong with being arrogant. I'm not saying don't be arrogant, but I'm just saying you gotta be in the middle, right? And then the second group of people are people that are like they're too humble. We're like, I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, they have 20 years of experience, like, working an accounting job, and they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I have enough experience. So you have to be somewhere in the middle, right? That's what we call confidence, right? That's like quiet competence, where I'm good at what I do. I'm learning more about the stuff. I'm willing to figure out anything that I need to in order to be successful. It's in the middle, right? You don't want to be too humble. I think a lot of people like think that they're trying to be humble. And it's like, what humble means different things to different people, and that's what causes you to be successful. If you're, and like this, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, if you're not at your financial goal in life, you're probably being too humble, if that makes sense. Like, on the scale of humble, there's always a sweet spot, right? There's a good amount of humility, there's like a bad amount of humility where it's more like self-deprecating, right? So you want to be somewhere in the middle, close to the upper end, right? Because if you look at it, a lot of people who are successful, right, they've had to build quiet confidence over time, and that's done through reps. I think the difference between like humility is like internally you have to feel that, okay, I can accomplish what I need to. I can put in the hard work to get done what I need to, and I can learn what I need to do in order to do it, right? That's internally. I think it becomes arrogance when you start speaking it out loud to too many different people in a way that tries to put other people down. That would be considered like arrogance, right? So if you can, versus a lot of people think humility is, oh, I'm not that great, I can't do this, I'm not as good as this person. That's not really humility. That's a little bit of looking down on yourself. So you got to get more in that forward moving kind of zone. If you can do that, you're going to be good. Now, I know like, maybe you're in a spot in your life where maybe life has been harder for you. Now, I'm not saying that it just comes naturally and you just make this change, right? It's just slow changes, positive affirmations that you do over time. We can talk about mindset stuff, probably in a different video. We can talk about mindset stuff. I had to kind of get through this point or whatever. But yeah. The second thing that's important is understanding how to ask good questions, right? So getting a good understanding of like, what type of clients does the partner have? And that's also to determine if it's worth continuing. Like we said, if we're going to be sending referrals to them, we want to make sure that they have a reciprocal ability to reciprocate to us. So what kind of clients are they also wanting to receive in the future, right? Also, if they're taking on new clients for the future. Sometimes people are at their capacity. They don't want to take on new clients. Or maybe they work in a specific niche, or they have a very specific service that they maybe don't want a huge amount of clients for. This is important for you to start knowing. The third thing is making your ask, right? So understanding like if they have someone in mind they think could be a good fit for your services, right? So I'm always listening throughout the conversation to gauge how many clients they could give me, or if they even want to give me clients. Because if at the beginning they're like, oh, I have a bunch of clients I can send to you, then at the end they're like, let me think about it, there's a disconnect. You've lost them someplace. So to kind of circle back to see where we lost them. Now, man, excuse my nose is just stuffy now. The more I talk, for some reason, like the stuffier it gets. Now, remember though, this part is tricky. Like making your ask and getting the referrals can be a little bit tricky. It's like you have to develop the feel and like the sixth sense to know like when is someone being honest with you versus like when is someone maybe not quite being like as upfront with you, if that makes sense. Now, because it's not uncommon for a party not to know someone who potentially can use your service now. It's not uncommon. But again, it's like you have to think congruence. Is this person saying the same thing from the start of the call to the end of the call? Or is actually getting better? Sometimes they might play their cards close to their chest and not tell you they have people they can refer you until the end of the call. And then at the end of the call, now they start telling you more and more people they have to send to you. That's not a problem. It's just when they go the opposite direction of they're boasting a bunch and they have zero at the end. That's a little, I don't like that. Consistency, congruency is the key thing to know like you're doing the right thing, okay? So hopefully you guys learned something from this video. I'll talk to you soon. And also, if you ever want some help growing your business, maybe it's been a little while that you've been trying and it's just not quite going the way that you want, and you know that if you had some help, you can make it to your goals faster, go ahead and click the link inside the description above or below the video. And remember, if you want a better quality of life, if you want to be able to go and live that, that life of freedom and joy to where you can do what you want to do, you can go on vacation whenever you want to, both having the time to be able to do it and also having the money to not have to worry about, are you robbing Peter to pay Paul for the vacation, right? Take that $5,000 vacation, the $10,000 vacation, and not even care. Just be happy and be free. If you want that, click the link inside the description. Book a call with me. Let's see if I can help you in our mentorship program, okay? I'll talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your day.